continue to get more and more cases. But the response to that, which we can get into a little bit, is going to mitigate how bad this is going to get and how much the peak is going to be.
Yeah, so before we get into that, maybe you could just talk for a minute about what are the projections that you're currently seeing? Is there any source of information that you would point people to? I mean, a lot of the questions that I've gotten here are, you know, what's the best source of information? There's a lot of conflicting information out there.
It is every reason to believe that this virus, when it comes to an immune response and long-term immunity, that it's not acting any different from any other virus.
And then once they're done with it, then they're not spreading it either. I think that's a good thing to clear up.
Yeah, now we need to clear that up, and I think as we get more experience here, when we get a better feel for what the real bracket of time of people shedding, you may be able to be more flexible than that. I mean, the history of viral diseases is that if we can get a vaccine, and I'm thinking in two channels. Well, you know, I think the long-term strategy besides the drug, you have to go with trying to get a vaccine that's really effective. And the only way you'll know that is if you do an extended study, not in a normal volunteer who has no risk of infection.
It'll probably take a couple weeks to stand up converting a hotel or something like that into a place that could be a medical facility.
Two of the Navy ships, the Comfort and the Mercy, are being mobilized, one being sent right now to the New York area. You're right. Go you. 12,700 ventilators, tens and tens of millions of masks. It is a possibility that that could not be enough. And if it's a big, big outbreak, it won't be enough. So what's happened most recently, we have been promised by the companies that they'll be able to get the testing out there in a much higher volume. What
has been the biggest issue with rolling out testing more broadly? And
if we see another blip in China, that will be ominous. We're going to test that. In fact, even as you and I, you remember back in 2002, the severe acute respiratory syndrome of SARS, which originated in the Guangdong province of China, had about 8,000 cases and about almost 800 deaths for a mortality of about 10%. Because if you look at what the virus has done in other countries, it doesn't just turn around over a week and a half or two. It tends to go up. I think that 50% is a high number. In fact, even in some of the pandemics, you're down to 15, 20, 25%.